Guys, we have a significant, rare, unique planetary alignment going on in the sky today. I'm issuing sort of a red flag warning for the energy today. We've got multiple Chiron alignments coming together in their exactness. We've also got Jupiter at the Eris point. This is a degree which has a tendency of emphasizing chaos, strife, conflict. Jupiter expands things. We've also got a moon in Libra squaring Mars in Cancer. There is just an energy today that may be ripe for some type of catalyst type event that really pushes the envelope, crosses the Rubicon, or like changes something in some type of a way. Very interesting planetary alignments we have going on in congruence today. Let's get into this chart, you guys. Let's look at the aspects that we have coming together today. See if we can sort of synthesize them and get an idea of what we might be able to expect and anticipate in our journey on the ground today as we are building into a full moon tomorrow. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is Wednesday, April 5th, 2023. My name is Aubrey. This is your astrological outlook of the day where we are narrating the shift of the ages. If you guys stick with me till the end of this report, we're also going to be looking at a collective tarot reading that I did for all of us today as well. I like to tap the energy field from more than one modality whenever I'm looking at this energy, just to sort of see what's going on from a couple different angles, getting more well-rounded perspective. So we'll do that as well. We'll do that at the end. We are starting with the astrology, of course. Like I said, today is like one of those days. These days are like few and far between. I don't really come across very many of them. In fact, over the past 2 years that I've been doing these daily reports publicly on YouTube, I'm not sure, that we've had maybe more than like 1 or 2 of these type of days, and today is one of them. So this is rare, and I do feel like I said sort of like red flag in the energy today. This could be a day where things, a catalytic day, we could put it that way. There could be some things happening either like on an internal emotional level, or more likely just in our experience somehow, that sort of like turn the tables in one way or another, that push us off that ledge, or that cause something to happen that like we can't go back from, and like really just propels us in this new direction. Could be, more of a difficult day, of course, difficult energy. And like I said, we are going to want to do our best to disengage with, or avoid, or not emotionally get attached to or respond to this low vibe behavior that may be sort of running rampant today. Like I said, as people are more likely to be sort of looking for a fight, or again, like seeking to blow off some steam, or maybe like coming for revenge or some type of something like that. Like, it's just how the energy is primed. We're going to talk about it. So many different simultaneous activations happening that are indicating the potential for one of these like catalyst type moments or events to happen. And we just want to keep like our wits about us and not get engaged, like not poke bears and not stir up drama, and not put ourselves in situations that just create unnecessary opportunities for us to get like sort of pulled out of our vibrational state for one reason or another. We just kind of want to stick to ourselves, okay? As we're going throughout this day, people could be feeling very emotionally wounded, depressed, angry, and this could translate also into some eruptions of like overtly aggressive or destructive behavior. I will say though, the news and the information perhaps that we gain through whatever happens today, the conversations that come about, the interactions that we have with people, there could be some significance or some importance to them somehow, in reference to or in regards to the future, what's happening next, where we're trying to get to, or what like the path that seems to be unfolding itself before us at this period of time. We've got North Node involvement going on today as well, and tomorrow, throughout this week, there are some divine alignments underway, but there could also be some just like very disruptive, eruptive, or triggering behavior. Okay, number one, like I said, today is the day, and we're in this energy all week. This whole month of April really is very much so dominated by a lot of these Chiron themes. Our first week of April, we have this Sun Chiron conjunction going on. We've got Mercury at the Chiron point simultaneously. And as we close out this month of April, we're going to be having Mars in the square to Chiron as well. So the Chiron energy is here to stay over this next couple weeks, and it could be very, triggering. But ultimately, what we need to keep in mind, what this energy is doing for us, from a higher level, we are in a very transitional period of time right now. We are sort of shedding some old skin. We are leaving past versions of ourselves behind. We are breaking karmic cycles. We are, releasing trauma that has been with us for long periods of time. We are rising out of states of victimhood and lack mentality. But like in order to do that and in order to overcome and to conquer a lot of these, inner battles and inner demons that we've been fighting or that have been holding us back up until this point of time, we're really having to come face to face and persevere through, overcome some of these issues. And that, I feel like, is what a lot of this energy is about now. Testing where we're at, the wisdom we've gained from experience, and whether we're going to fall back into old habits, old patterns, or whether we're going to take the wisdom that we've gained through the experience and use it to be our guiding force in terms of the decisions, the choices, how we're acting now, what we're doing now, the mistakes that we're not making again. So there is, positive reasons behind the energy coming through right now, but that doesn't change the nature of the energy and, what it may be likely to just be kicking up within us on an emotional level, and also reflecting back to us in terms of just the external experiences and circumstances we're navigating right now as well. So, we've got the exact Sun Chiron conjunction. We've got the exact Mercury Chiron point conjunction. Chiron was discovered at 4 degrees of Taurus, 3 degrees and something minutes of Taurus, rounding up 4 degrees of Taurus. Sabian symbol, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's all about discovering true value and being able to, do the alchemy thing, transmute lead into gold, transmute ego into, divine consciousness, higher self. That is the process that the hero's journey takes us on. That is what we're learning and what we're discovering, the experience that is molding us when we have Chiron energy activated, when we are going through this hero's journey process. And that is what this month of April, also this 2023 year, also, generally our transition of ages into the age of Aquarius has so much to do with this collectivized hero's journey, because it's simultaneously process of self-actualization. Those two things have a lot in common. We are alchemizing, out of our lower instincts, our lower ego-based nature. We are coming to discover and realize the relationship that we have to our higher selves and a higher power, and aligning more so with that, coming to these places of self-mastery where we can actually consciously create our experiences going forward, instead of attracting subconsciously experiences to us based on ingrained, subconscious programming and karmic patterns and unhealed trauma within us that is magnetizing more of those same experiences. So we can come to this point of breaking through them and releasing ourselves, and then coming to this consciously creative place moving forward, the age of Aquarius, the age of self-knowledge, self-understanding, self-awareness, this conscious awakening, and ultimately, self-mastery, co-creation with God's spirit universe. That's where we're going. But as this energy is coming together, propelling us in that direction, it's called the hero's journey for a reason. We've got to face a lot of our own issues in order to come to this place of self-empowerment, also being referenced currently by Pluto, 0 degrees of Aquarius, about to start a 20-year Aquarius transit, about empowerment of the individual and how that changes power structures, globally, and how it empowers ultimately the collective of humanity moving forward into this age of Aquarius, which again, like I said, is all about this self-actualization and the consciously and spiritually conscious, awake and aware human co-creating reality with God and universe. So beautiful trajectory, you guys, that we're headed towards. But as this energy is coming together, could really be bringing up some issues in terms of how we have been wounded in the past, or even in the sign of Eris. This is a sign of the self, how we've sabotaged ourself, or how our lack of faith, trust, and belief in ourselves has caused us to work against our own best interests in some way. Self-sabotage, right? In terms of how we've been using our energy, Aries, Mars, up until this point in our experience. Now, also, It's not just this Chiron energy that could have us feeling, you know, just maybe not the absolute best today. But like I said, we also have Jupiter at the Eris point. This is expanding potential for just this fights, these conflicts, arguments, like people sort of over the top in their emotional reactions and responses to things, hair trigger reaction, no hold back, just very loose cannon type of energy going on, overtly, like I said, aggressive and hostile, sort of looking to stir things up. Also, the moon in square to Mars, this energy could very much be exacerbating and mirroring what we have going on with the Jupiter Eris energy. And not only that, we have Venus at quite a precarious degree, specifically in terms of the symbolism today as well, that I feel like is adding to this generalized sense of like hostility or maybe like vengefulness, just this low vibe behavior that may be just sort of leaking out everywhere today. This building of emotional tension. Remember, we also have a full moon coming in tomorrow, you guys. Aries, Libra, full moon. So we're just, and that's an energetic climax. So, you know, there could just be a lot of like unrestrained Mars in the sign of Cancer, like emotional energy kind of like exploding today. We also need to be wary of some very strong storms that could be coming throughout the course of this week as well, like floods, tornadoes, thunder, lightning storms, like stuff like that. So all that being said, let's talk more specifically now, you know, about how this energy is coming together. I mean, with the Sun Chiron conjunction, Mercury at the Chiron point alone, of course, that is a huge emphasis on this Chiron energy, which I just, you know, spoke about in some significant detail, but it's in the sign of Aries. Our sense of self-worth, value, and ability to build, create, sustain could be being triggered. We could be feeling insecure. We could be feeling vulnerable. Wounding, vulnerability, and pain being emphasized somehow, likely along these lines. There could just be some type of wounding also in terms of like finances or in terms of self-confidence, in terms of, you know, believing in ourselves and our ability to be successful, in terms of our financial stability, material security, and stuff like that. We could feel like a little bit just uncertain or unsure about these lack mentality, lack mindset, not feeling worthy, not feeling enough. Like this is the type of thing that is likely to be very likely. People may be talking about it as well with Mercury, the messenger communication at the specific Chiron point and the sun there. Like people are likely to be expressing, communicating, talking about where they feel like they've been wronged, injustices against them, how it's impacted their ability to, you know, have value or abundance, or, you know, their feelings of unworthiness, childhood trauma, childhood wounding, and how that's impacted their ability to be stable and secure in the world. Could be things coming up, mental health issues, issues with wounding on like a mental level, and in terms of the heart, very much also could be coming up in this energy. And news, media, and like I said, the main topics of conversation having to do with this. There could be a lot of headlines related to these themes as well. Financial loss, like currency value based things kind of going on. And also remember, this is happening in the context of another very powerful aspect that we have going on that I'm not focusing on as much today, but it is still very much there. And that is this grand trine in water that is playing out between all the malefics, Saturn, Mars, and the South Node, which is also representing a karmic release and moving on from like past wounds and past pains and past restrictions, things from the past that have held us back, or conflicts from the past coming back up. This is really working very congruently with this Chiron energy and could be just bringing up things related to injustices, betrayals, wounding that has gone on in the past, but that we are also coming to a point right now of being ready to release and move on from. Health and healing, aside from the wounding, could also be topics that are like relevant right now or more prominent just in terms of, you know, like what people are conversating about and the headlines coming through today as well. So this is one phase of this red flag energy. People are likely to just be sort of very consumed by past states of victimhood or past places they've been wounded, just very like immersed with that on sort of like kind of defining the nature of their lives and their experiences in this energy, with both the sun, our life force energy, our vitality, and also Mercury in the conjunction. Now, the next dimension of this red flag energy is this Eris point activation that we have going on with Jupiter. This energy is likely either to be like the cause or the reaction, like the cause or the effect of whatever's playing out with the Chiron energy and however it may be affecting us in our lives today. Jupiter exactly conjunct the Eris point. This only happens a few days every 12 years. 2011, I believe, was the last time that we had this energy going on, and we are there again now. The Eris point, 21 degrees of Aries. This is the point in the sky where the planet Eris was discovered, the Sabian symbol associated with this degree. A boxer entering the ring really encapsulates sort of the vibe of this energy, ready to or looking for a fight. Eris, discord, chaos, strife, conflict, starting trouble, okay? Eris threw the golden apple, the apple of discord. Eris was responsible in the mythology for like starting the Trojan War, okay? So when we have Eris point energy activated, there is a tendency for people to be sort of looking to stir the pot, to make something happen, to plant a seed that can grow into some type of just like conflict or argument, fight, strife, discord, Eris. We're also talking about Jupiter. This is the planet of expansion and it supersizes things. This is happening in the sign of Aries, okay, ruled by Mars, also having to do with conflict, war, the ruler, the god of the battlefield, right? So Jupiter at the Eris point in the sign of Aries, like this is, it only happens every 12 years or so. Like I said, this is sort of a recipe for those like war drums, for some, we're very primed for action when we have this energy going on. And again, it's an expanded, increased, supersized likelihood for people to be like ready to go to battle over something, or more so like ready to start something that actually leads into some type of like massive battle. So this is also just like an energy, especially in association with all that Chiron energy, because think about it, it's like two sides of the coin, right? There's this discord that leads to this like wounding, ultimately for the purpose of this healing, this growth, this transcendence, right? Like that's where this goes. But we've got all the seeds going on today for sort of the perfect storm. That being said, like I said, I do feel like all week, you know, there could be some very violent storms going on. Tornadoes for sure, like flooding, wind, fire, thunderstorms, just very violent or just strong like weather stuff we could have going on that could bring like damage or destruction as well. Now, we don't want to get involved. Like I said, we try to want to avoid conflict, not get involved with things, especially if it has nothing to do with us. Definitely, we don't want to be the ones out there planting the seeds of discord. And I feel like this is good energy to sort of be Mars in the sign of Cancer. Put energy into self-comforting, self-healing, nurturing ourselves, self-care, self-love, like turning inwards, trying to heal our issues. If things are coming up, like looking for the root, trying to figure out how we can, you know, release, let go, overcome, and break ourselves out of these patterns. At the end of the day, that's what this is all about. We have tremendous universal assistance right now to finally liberate ourselves from the victimhood states of the past that have been working against our ability to come into the truth of our power. Everything that is preventing us from recognizing our value and stepping into the truth of our power is what we're coming up against right now, so that we can conquer it, overcome it, and move forward in this self-empowered new paradigm, the age of Aquarius, that we are, you know, being geared and steered towards right now. But it just, like I said, you know, could be a bit of a catalytic challenging, interesting day out there today. Now, the last thing, you know, we've got this moon squaring Mars, and we've also got Venus at a very precarious position in the sky today. Venus ruling, of course, Mercury at the Chiron point, Venus ruling the moon in Libra today as it forms a square to Mars. It's interesting. We've got Mars and the moon in square. Mars is ruling Chiron, is ruling the sun in Eris right now, is ruling Jupiter in the Eris point, of course, in the sign of Aries, and then forming the square to the moon. The moon is ruling Mars right now in the sign of Cancer, in the sign of Libra, right, ruled by Venus, who is ruling Mercury at the Chiron point. So everything is everything is sort of a feedback loop energetically today, working towards the same purpose. But Venus at 24 degrees of Taurus, to me, this is one of the most ruthless degrees, Sabian symbols of the entire zodiac. I think it might be the most ruthless one. This symbol is an Indian warrior riding fiercely, human scalps hanging at his belt, alongside a boxer entering the ring, the Eris point energy with Jupiter there. People might be coming for blood today. Like I said, people might be feeling very vengeful. People might be just not really holding back and just seeking vengeance, okay? Hostile, aggressive, just this kind of vibe may be prominent in the air today, especially also with the Eris point energy simultaneously playing out. So we do want to avoid, again, like the lower vibe behavior today, and we don't want to emotionally attach to whatever people might be going through today, because it's likely to just be, people are likely to just not be kind of like in their right mind. Like there's just this, with this square also between Mars and Cancer and the moon and Libra, there's just this internal angst, this internal like lack of comfort or disruption or lack of internal peace that is just really explosively motivating some extreme actions that could definitely be playing out today. And of course, like I said, we are also moving into the full moon tomorrow. The moon in Libra is going to oppose the sun in Aries. That will give us our full moon. And the full moon, this is the energetic climax of the month. So we're building into that. So, you know, the lunar energy is really stirring people up as well. This is likely to be a crazy couple of days, you guys. Again, stay out of the line of fire. People on the offensive, feeling a need to defend and protect themselves as well. Offensive and defensive, being kind of emotionally aggressive or ruthless definitely could be a thing. Disturbances or conflicts also within the home, the family, the community. We also have the Earth at 16 degrees of Libra on Wednesday after a storm. A boat landing stands in need of reconstruction. So, you know, we're talking about a storm coming through here as well, and some destruction that goes on and a rebuild effort that may be necessary after what comes through today. So it's being quite descriptive. The position of the sun, though, and the Chiron conjunction, I will say, 16 degrees of Aries, nature spirits are seen at work in the light of the sunset. Like, this is a divinely assisted and facilitated process that is helping us through a transition. We are going through a rebirth period. This is the sunset. We've also got Mars, Saturn in the south node again in this grand trine in water signs. This is this emotional release from these karmic patterns of the past that have been stripping us of our true value and our true power, and being, you know, sitting on the throne of our own reality, consciously creating our experiences instead of just like accepting the hand that we're dealt based on this faulty subconscious programming. We're cracking our own algorithms. We are readjusting our timelines. And today might, like I said, just be one of those days where we kind of want to take a step back and not be involved with whatever might be going on. People looking for a way to release this building emotional pressure and tension. Again, also associated with the full moon coming in. So emotions running super high. We don't want to play the stupid games and get the stupid prizes. Like, that is also what is indicated in this type of energy. We don't want to overreact based on emotional responses to things. And again, people could be losing it. Depression, rage, suicide, violence. It could be, okay? Also, though, wisdom, growth, expansion, courage, truth, mastery with the release Mars, Saturn, South Node, releasing ourselves karmically from these traps of the past, discovering the truth of our value, Mercury at the Chiron point, really like finally wrapping our mind around and embracing and starting to embody the sun and Chiron, the wisdom that we've gained from this experience, becoming the teacher part. You know, Chiron is the wounded healer, teacher, master energy. Going from the wounded healer to the teacher, master, this transitional process that we're going from right now. Release from the karmic cycles of pain and trauma through the wisdom that we've gained through experience. That is the higher octave of this energy. Restoration of freedom, authenticity, truth, and value also being represented here. And we just want to take care today, you guys. Proceed with moderate caution. Again, I've said it a million times, this report, don't get involved. Definitely, we don't want to be poking any bears. We are focusing on our personal journey of healing and growth at this point in time. And with Mercury and the North Node together as well, you guys, the North Node right now is currently only 1 degree out of the Chiron point. After we get through this eclipse season, we're going to be looking at Mercury. We're going to be looking at the North Node and the Chiron point exact activation. Again, another thing that is indicating some financial shifts and changes that we have coming. But with Mercury only 1 degree out of the North Node, while we have this energy going on today, a vision of a new future based on who we are discovering ourselves to be now, the value that we're recognizing within us, and who we are becoming as a result of that moving forward. It's a beautiful transformation. The nature spirits are seen at work in the light of the sunset. This is a part of a beautiful process of transition, regeneration, purification, alchemization, transmutation, and growth. But, you know, it is just one of those days. So don't want to sugarcoat things too much. Just gonna put it out there. You know, maybe it won't be as feisty as it seems, but with so much the fact that it's just all in this exactness, and then we simultaneously have the moon squaring Mars in these cardinal signs, and all the planets sort of, we've got Jupiter with the Eris point, Sun and Chiron together in Mars's sign, Mars squaring the moon, Mars in the sign of the moon in Venus's sign, Mercury at the Chiron point in Venus's sign, just like this feedback loop of energy. And again, the moon being a trigger for activations and things actually happening, and all this Taurus energy as well, this earth-based energy, like things physically happening. I do think there could definitely be financial value-based things happening today as well. I don't know, you guys, but those are the themes: wounding, healing, okay, wisdom gained through experience, past trauma, but it's gonna have to do, with the Taurus themes as well, and the Eris themes, our sense of self-confidence and like our own personal strength and motivation and like trust and belief in ourselves, and our ability to be like strong and assertive, and also resources, finances, abundance, like material security, work relationships, partnerships, economies, supply chains, food, that type of stuff could take a hit as well. So that's what I got to say today, you guys, in terms of the astrology. Should be interesting to see generally how things go today, but that's kind of what we're looking at as we head into this full moon energy tomorrow. Now, in terms of the tarot cards that we had coming out today, this message to me is kind of really in a lot of ways mirroring what is being spoken about in the context of the astrology. It has to do, to me, with no longer accepting like any type of mental programming or self-talk or propaganda or external messaging that is making us feel like we don't deserve what we really want, or like we aren't as valuable as we are, or like we're not worth what we feel that we can attain for ourselves, or what we want to have. Anything that is diminishing our worth, or anything that is diminishing our power, anything that is keeping us attached to a lack mindset, and that is therefore prohibiting the transformative process back to the state of self-empowerment that universe is calling us towards right now. Like, this is the burden that we need to lay down at this point in time, and this is what we need to disregard guard as well in terms of the messaging that is coming through. Anything that is not a reflection of the worth and the value within us that we're coming to recognize at this point in time, this is what we are in the process of transitioning away from, leaving in the past, okay? Why am I saying all this in terms of the tarot cards? All right, the first card that we have coming out is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. On the back of the deck, we also have the Page of Pentacles in reverse, followed by Judgment in reverse. And then we also had the 10 of Wands in reverse coming out with the 5 of Pentacles. We've got additional cards too that we're going to talk about in a minute, but all of these reversals, and specifically in terms of the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and then the Judgment card, the 10 of Wands, the 5 of Pentacles, this is basically telling me that any offers or any commitments or any messaging or any ideas that are not reflective of the truth of our power, all of these court cards and the Emperor that we also had coming out are what we need to distance ourselves from, the burden we need to not carry anymore, and what is holding us back, okay? Aside from all of these reversals in terms of the Pentacle energy, we also, like I said, had 2 court cards and the Emperor come out. We had the King of Wands, we had the Queen of Pentacles, and we had the Emperor actually come out in the middle. When we put all of this energy together, and especially also in the context of the Judgment being reversed on the back under the Page of Pentacles as well, this, like I said before, is talking about any messaging, any ideas, any thoughts, any information, any offers that are reminiscent of maybe our past states of victimhood, or who we used to be, or how we weren't enough, or how we weren't worthy. Anywhere that we are accepting anything less than what we know that we truly are is blocking our transformation, okay? Is blocking the awakening that is trying to come to us, that is absolutely trying to put us back on our throne and in our place of power. There is a Pluto 0 degrees of Aquarius. There is an internal force, an internal awakening to an inherent, like, raw power rising within the individual and the collective of humanity right now, waiting to be embraced so that we can go through this process of self-actualization, right? Activate our destiny and like come to sit on the throne of the creation of our own reality and our own experience moving into this new age. The only thing that is blocking that, the only thing that is holding us back, the only thing that is preventing that transition is the acceptance of any distorted perceptions of worth, value, lack that we hold internally, worthiness, victimhood, anywhere that we are allowing states of victimhood, past states of lack, past wounds, the past generally, to interfere with our ability to embrace the self-empowerment that is coming to us right now. That is what is blocking us. That is what is holding us back. So that to me is what the message is saying in terms of the tarot as it's coming through today. We need to embrace the sense of self-empowerment that is coming to us now, and it is really time to not accept anymore and to lay down any association with states of victimhood from the past. Now let's grab one more card, Synchronicity card, God, Spirit, Universe. What would be a good piece of advice? What is something that we should keep in mind as we are going through this energy today, which again, that's what, you know, the 5 of Pentacles, like that is a card associated with the lower dimensions of the Chiron energy. The victimhood that could be coming up today, like that's not the truth. That's not who we are. We don't need to take that. We don't need to listen to that message. We don't need to accept that offer. The truth is that we are the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the Emperor. We are a creative force capable of stabilizing our material world through our own personal power, okay? Now we need a card. Okay, yes, and here we go. The card just flipped over. It says keep the faith. So in spite or despite of whatever difficulty we may be navigating today in this kind of red flag energy today, we need to keep and hold the faith. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Psalms 23:1. God is within you and watching over you. You will see evidence of this fact in your life very soon if you cannot see it this very second. Go on forward with confidence. Everything is working together for your good right now. So you know, in the midst of whatever fireballs may be flying around out there in the matrix today, we are resting peacefully to the best of our ability internally, going forward with confidence, sidestepping the cracks in the sidewalk, and realizing that everything is working together for our good right now. And you guys, once we get through this energy, once we get through this full moon next week coming, we have the Sun Jupiter conjunction. This is really going to be bringing some just positive experiences, good fortune, luck, optimism, hope, just a return of the good vibes. So things are definitely, like, there are going to be significant improvements moving through next week. So don't lose hope, don't lose faith. In fact, keep the faith. Everything is working in our interests. Every man is a golden link in the chain of my good. So that's what I have to say today, you guys. A message from the stars, message from the cards. If you guys liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, you guys. Share it with your friends if you think they would be interested in this type of astrology content as well. Leave me comments, you guys. I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you guys so much for being here. I genuinely, sincerely appreciate your feedback. I love knowing how this energy is affecting you. If you're having experiences that are in alignment with what I'm talking about in these videos, please let me know in the comment section below. I also have some social media stuff in my description box below if you are interested in any of that. Come back with me tomorrow, you guys. As I've said several times, we are building into a full moon. We will have a full moon in Libra that we need to talk about tomorrow. I will be here. You should be here too. You don't want to miss it, especially in the context of where we're at energetically right now. So I will see you tomorrow, guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and until next time, bye.